In a place where a bottle of milk costs $18 and a frozen pizza costs 3 times more than gas, a walrus can save a town. Welcome to Nunavut, where winter lasts for more than 9 months, temperatures can drop to minus 58 degrees Fahrenheit, and the sun completely disappears for 40 days. Here, walruses aren't just food, they're everything. A full-grown animal weighs more than 2,000 pounds, providing enough meat and fat to feed 30 people for weeks. Why? For culture? For survival? Or because in a land where everything is frozen, only tradition is the thing that keeps the warmth? Go discover. Butchering a $15,000 walrus to feed an entire Arctic town. Why do they still hunt so many? The Arctic, a harsh, icy land, is home to unique species such as walruses. They live in large herds, have a thick layer of fat to retain heat, sharp tusks, and depend on ice and snow to rest and hunt. Walruses mainly eat mollusks and benthic animals, using their sensitive whiskers to search for food under the mud and sand. In the Arctic ecosystem, they play an important role, both as a link to destroy marine life and as a food source for predators such as polar bears and killer whales. Here, the indigenous community has maintained the traditional walrus hunting profession for many generations. Each hunt not only requires skill and patience, but also brings valuable meat, fat, oil, and materials. With a value of up to $15,000, walruses help feed families and maintain the culture and customs of Arctic people. The walrus hunt begins with the maintenance of weapons and boats, from sharpening spears to tightening ropes, all to ensure safety and success. For the Inuit, hunting walrus is an art of survival passed down through generations. As there are no supermarkets or stores, life depends on hunting. Each walrus provided meat, fat, skin, and bones, helping the community get through the long winter. Hunting is also a sacred ritual, showing respect for animals and connecting people to the land, ancestors, preserving their culture and livelihood. When fully prepared, the hunters boarded their snowmobiles and motorboats and headed out onto the ice. Under the dim light of early morning, wooden boats glide across the ice at high speed, starting their adventurous journey. The first traces appeared, a small blood stain seeping through the ice, cracks and wet holes left by swimming walruses. The hunting community follows the trail patiently, as if they were nature's secret keepers. Just a small sign can lead to a large walrus. Traditional guns and special spears are the only weapons they carry, a combination of past and present. The spear is made of sturdy wood. The tip is sharp, carefully sharpened and forged over many years. Each throw must be precise, like a fight between hunter and prey. In moments like these, life and death are not just about reward or defeat. It is about maintaining a harsh ecosystem. Yet, despite their strength and skill, each hunter must adhere to a strict quota. Conservation regulations require that they can only hunt a certain number of walruses each year. The ecosystem must be protected, and walrus hunting cannot exceed the allowed level. These regulations are not only to protect animals, but also to help maintain the balance in nature so that all can survive. When the hunt is over and the last walrus is defeated, it is not just one man's victory, but the whole community's. The hunting trip is not just about personal gain, but about preserving and maintaining an ancient tradition, an eternal cycle of survival between nature and humans. After the walrus is killed, the next job is no less important: butchering it. Hunters begin this step with meticulousness and experience honed over many years. They use sharp knives, wood saws, and specialized tools that are carefully prepared in advance. Each incision and cut must be extremely precise, because a mistake can ruin the precious meat. The thick skin of the walrus is carefully cut off, keeping the skin intact. Then the meat is separated from the bones. Each block of meat is divided into small pieces, prepared for distribution. After the butchering process is finished, a division ceremony is performed, and this is the most important part. Walrus meat is not only food, but also an indispensable part of community life. The rules of division are strictly followed. The elders and those with experience will receive the lean meat because they are the ones who pass on knowledge and decide the rules in the community. Women receive meat to prepare food for their families, make lard, and make clothing from walrus skin. Children and the elderly receive less meat, but it is still an important source of nutrition to help them maintain their health during the harsh winter. Every part of a walrus has its own value. 200 kilograms of meat from a walrus not only provides food, but is also worth $15,000 on the market. However, for the Inuit community, value is not in money. Each part of the walrus has its own use. The lean meat is processed into a staple food, the skin is made into clothing and bags, the internal organs can be used as traditional dishes, and the ivory, with its high value, is used as decoration, tools, or for barter. The division of walrus meat is more than just food distribution. It is a demonstration of community cohesion, of how they care for and respect each other in an environment where life and death are always present. These meats and items not only help people survive, but also keep the traditional Inuit culture alive for generations. Once the meat was divided according to community rules, the next step was preservation and transportation, vital elements during the long winter. Walrus meat is wrapped in skin, covered with snow, or buried under thick layers of ice to keep it naturally cold, a technique passed down through generations. Some of it is sliced thinly and dried for long-term storage, becoming a main food source when there is no new hunting trip. Walrus tusks, once brought back from a hunt, are not merely trophies, but also treasures for the entire community. The Inuit carefully cleaned and treated their ivory to prevent cracking in the harsh, cold climate. From rough ivory blocks, artisans craft many sophisticated objects, knife handles, hunting tools, decorations, and even works of art bearing strong cultural imprints. This process not only makes the most of the ocean's gift, but also continues a long-standing tradition, where each line carved into the ivory tells the story of Inuit survival and identity. In a modern world filled with supermarkets and convenience goods, the Inuit still hunt walrus, not only for survival, but also to preserve a centuries-old tradition. Harsh Arctic winters and expensive imported food prices make walruses, worth more than $15,000 each, a vital source of meat and fat for communities. But it's not just about material needs. For the Inuit, hunting walrus is about connecting with ancestors, nature, and culture. Every animal taken down carries a piece of history and identity that needs to be protected. They adhere to strict hunting quotas to ensure that walrus populations and marine ecosystems are not harmed. The walrus is more than just food. It is life, culture, and tradition for the Inuit community. Each hunt not only sustains life, but also protects the connection between people and nature, allowing this tradition to continue for generations. If hunting walruses is a life and death struggle in the Arctic ice, then when stepping into the tropical swamps, danger comes in the form of steel teeth, and its name is the crocodile. In the world of luxury fashion, the ruler is not gold or diamonds, but crocodile skin, the material that reigns in the most expensive segment. From Hermes to Gucci, bags, belts, and shoes made from crocodile belly skin cost anywhere from $40,000 to more than $100,000, not because they are rare, but because every grain is so perfectly sculpted. It is this sophistication that has transformed the crocodile from a wild reptile into a living gold mine that nurtures an entire global leather industry. For a $15 million a year crocodile empire to run smoothly, it takes more than sheer guts. It requires a precision-engineered biological machine where each crocodile is raised as a luxury product from the egg. On farms deep in the tropics of Australia or Southeast Asia, more than 200 crocodiles are shipped every week to serve the global fashion industry. Behind that seemingly dry number is a sophisticated chain of processes, starting from egg selection to each step of meticulous skin care and supervision, like a craftsman. Every journey begins with eggs, sometimes collected in the wild, sometimes from farmed breeding stock, but all strictly controlled to ensure quality. Even the incubation phase is programmed. Simply maintaining the temperature around 31.6 degrees Celsius can produce a higher proportion of males, because the male's belly skin is flat, has fewer scars, and is of superior commercial value. A difference of just 1 degree Celsius can completely change the gender balance, making this stage akin to a laboratory experiment. When the eggs hatch, the baby fish are carefully sorted and raised separately according to size and growth rate. The diet is balanced from chicken, fish, to animal organs, supplemented with vitamins and minerals, not only to help the fish grow quickly, but also to have smooth, bright, and even-toned skin as desired. After 18 to 24 months, when the fish reach standard size, the belly skin, the most valuable living silk, is harvested, ending a rigorous cycle that lasts nearly 2 years. The barns are designed like giant biological laboratories where temperature, lighting, and water quality are meticulously controlled. All stressors, from strange noises to high stocking densities to sudden temperature changes, are eliminated, as even a small scratch on the skin can cost thousands of dollars. Each crocodile carries an RFID chip, which turns them into living data that is continuously transmitted to the central system. Here, AI analyzes growth rate, weight, and skin quality, thereby accurately determining the ideal harvest time, when the skin reaches the standard thickness of 0.24 to 0.28 inches, with clear grain and no defects. Thanks to Swiss clock-like precision, the 200 crocodiles that leave the farm each week are no longer the result of chance, but the inevitable product of a biological process that operates on a global scale. Each set of leather when leaving the factory can bring in from $1,500 to $3,000 and when transformed into a Hermes bag or Gucci belt, that value multiplies dozens of times. From the quiet egg in the incubator to the bright lights of the Milan catwalk, the crocodile's journey is a breathtaking testament to how technology, biology, and luxury blend to create a multi-million-dollar empire, down to the grain of its skin. When a crocodile reaches the threshold of harvest, its skin smooth, evenly grained, unblemished, its final journey begins. In the world of luxury, the way a creature leaves this life is sometimes as carefully considered as the way it was raised. The entire slaughter process is carried out under strict supervision with strict international and ethical standards. The crocodiles are either anesthetized with CO2 or injected with a measured dose, ensuring they are calm, pain-free, and free from panic. Fear can also leave its mark on precious skin. In a sterile operating room, each skinning operation is performed by hand or by semi-automatic machine with almost surgical precision. Just one slip, one wrong pull can tear the abdominal vein, reducing the commercial value of the product by thousands of dollars. Once separated from the body, the skin is either frozen or preserved with biosalt, then sent straight to the tannery, where it undergoes a preliminary process: soaking, softening, and removal of excess proteins, preparing it for the intensive tanning step that transforms it into a luxury material. In this industry, speed is of the essence. A delay of just a few hours can alter the elasticity, color, and freshness of leather, significantly reducing its value. As a result, the storage and transport chain operates like a precision machine. The balance between industrial efficiency and ethical commitment is what makes the industry not only profitable, but also reputable in the supply chains of the world's top luxury brands. The end result? More than 200 hides leave the farm each week, undergo a high-end tanning and processing process, and become $2,000 belts, $80,000 handbags, or a pair of handmade shoes worth a fortune, a testament to the incredible journey from swamp to runway. When a crocodile skin leaves the farm, its journey to luxury has only just begun. From raw hide to global fashion icon, it must undergo a weeks-long tanning process, where modern techniques meet artisanal precision down to the last detail. In the finest tanneries, each hide is put through dozens of delicate steps: descaling, chemical soaking, biological enzyme softening, then dyeing, conditioning, and polishing, all done with the meticulousness of a ritual. From a tiny egg in an incubator to raising 200 crocodiles a week to ending up with products worth a fortune, the whole journey is a testament to how technology, craftsmanship, and absolute precision can build an empire. If you find this story interesting, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel to continue exploring with us the strange, cruel, but also fascinating worlds hidden behind the curtain of nature and luxury.